Okay, it's been a long interview. Can you summarise the entire discussion for our audience?
Sure. Basically, what we've learned so far is that there are 3 steps for growing an accounting firm. Step number 1 is to attract new clients to the firm. Step number 2 is to increase the volume per transaction of each client. And step number 3 is to increase the frequency with which those clients purchase from the accounting firm. We've also said that in order to attract clients, there is also a 3-step process that's got to be followed. The first step is to craft a compelling marketing message. The second step is to identify the target market. And the third step is to select the right media through which to channel the marketing message. Then we've gone to the second part, which is to increase the volume per transaction. And what we've said that in order to increase the volume per transaction, the accountant needs to view his business not in terms of his services, but in terms of the need of his customers. Instead of looking at it through the service lens, you need to look at his business through the economic lens. What that means is that instead of thinking to himself, okay, we just provide accounting services, or someone has come to us just for end of year report, and I just provide an end of year report, you need to think, okay, we provide an end of year report, they might also need self-assessment, they might also need VAT, they might also need payroll. So they need to take all of these things into consideration. So they need to constantly be asking themselves a lot of questions. How can we get our business to the next level? We've also said that in order to achieve this, it has to be done through innovation, demand innovation, and next generation demand. So they need to think innovatively. Think, okay, how can we deal with the current changes that are taking place in the accounting industry? There are new regulations. So instead of putting up their hands and say, gee, we've been hurt, they need to think, how can we benefit from the new regulations? And in terms of next generation demand, or in terms of demand innovation, they need to think, how can we expand the boundaries of our services? Not just focusing on the services, but focus on what our clients need. And then the next generation demand is what our clients will need tomorrow, next year, the year after. There are a lot of softwares that have been developed, accounting software, whether Sage, whether SmartBook, QuickBook. So accountants need to think about these things and say, okay, these softwares are in place now. So basically, what else can we do? Probably we can teach our clients how to use this software so that it make it easy for us to do the accounts quickly for them. Then you always need to be asking yourself the question, what next and what else? Because that's the way you grow your business to the next level. And then we spoke about how to increase the frequency of transaction. In order to increase the frequency through which your customer buy from you, as a business, you will need 7 steps to take. Because again, I've made this point that you should not just focus on the front end sales. You need to focus on back end, which is repeat sales. In order to do that, you need 7 steps. Step number 1, you need to have a database of your current clients. It's very important. B, you need to, once you have that database, you need to communicate with them constantly. You need to grow your network. C, you need to have a service guidelines so that you have consistency of service. They can expect certain type of services from you. And you also need to start the business, the relationship from the start. you need to start it right by ensuring that you send them an appreciation card. And when you send an appreciation card, we bring us to the fifth point. You need to put in a place there for referral. Ask them for referral. But when you're asking for referral, don't just ask them just to give you referral. You need to give them an incentive for them to give you referral. When you receive referral, you need to acknowledge and you need to reward referral. And then finally, you need to reciprocate. Reciprocity is a very strong tool for influence. And then we said that business is mathematics and psychology. The psychological aspect of it is that you need to ensure that you have a story, you have a star, and you have a solution. Because people respond, everyone buys emotionally. It doesn't matter whether it is the President of the United States or a cleaner. We all buy emotionally. Secondly, you need to know your numbers. It's very important because you are in a customer buying business. And to buy customers cost effectively, you need to know how much it costs you. In order to know your numbers, you need to know your cost per client acquisition. You need to know the lifetime value of your clients, and you need to know the gap between the initial sales and profit. You see, the information I've given you is not an easy process of marketing. There is a good news and a bad news. The bad news is very difficult. It's a very difficult process of marketing. But the reality is this: I do not expect you to do it yourself. What I'm doing is just giving you marketing fundamentals. Because when you understand these marketing fundamentals, when you're speaking with a marketing agency or when you are speaking with your marketing team in your accounting firm, you know what question to ask them and you know what result to expect. But basically, you need to understand that if your marketing process is simple, it can be easily copied. However, if it's complicated, your competitors will not do it. As a business, your aim needs to be to reach a critical mass. Critical mass is reaching a point where you no longer need to prospect for customers, where your current customers becomes your missionaries, bringing in clients to you. And you can do that only through compound prospecting. Finally, I want you to remember this. It's very important. When you make a sale to buy customer, to attract customer. You do not get customer to make a sale. There is a distinction. The distinction is this: front-end sale, which is your initial sale, makes you money, but back-end sales makes you wealthy. You need to understand this one. Repeat sale is what makes you wealthy. Front-end sale, the first initial sale, just make you money. But if you want to be wealthy, you need to focus on back-end sale. This is why I've given you the 3 processes for growing your accounting firm. You need to attract customers, you need to increase your volume per transaction, and you need to increase the frequency with which the customer buy from you. Thank you very much.
Well, we hope this has been helpful to you. If you require more information about Romeo Richards, please visit www.theprofitexperts.co.uk or call 444 161 945 or 1754. On this site you can purchase more of Romeo's products, but you can also book private consultations with him, and you can hire him to organise and run a marketing campaign for you. Thanks for taking the time to listen to or watch this video again. If you need more information, please log on to www.theprofitexperts.co.uk or call 0800 876 6608, and for international 44 161 945 1754. Remember, no margin, no mission.